Welcome back to Mastermind Gameplay. Today I'm going to show you around, well, if I can get through this window. Today I'm going to show you around the Phantom Mothership. It took me quite a while to assemble this, and consider that we needed the space to add a bunch of other functions to it later on. This one is primarily just the shell, but it is basically ready to be tested. Lights I put throughout this cabin, and eventually I will be pressurizing it, but just haven't set it up yet. You can see right through to the next level below you. There's a convenient ladder on the right, but we'll just go up to the upper deck. There's an antenna, and I put all these solar panels on here for now because we don't, of course, have any nuclear power, since that requires uranium. And then there are 3 turret ports. For the most part, the solar panels worked out well, kind of gives it a rough look to it. Outlined several different things in neon lights, so in the pitch black of space, it'll make areas easier to identify. Here's the ladder. This is quite a tall ship. I think it's just enough space to either have 3 floors on the inside or 2 spacious floors. Eventually I will be putting an automatic elevator in here using small block stuff. Just didn't want to waste a lot of time making this shell and then not showing you how anything was done. There, I think that's the bottom. Yep. So this is like your main corridor area. You can see out to Pertim and its wondrous desert. And there is the bottom of the deck upstairs. Ooh, what is that sitting there for? I should have picked up stuff earlier. Anyways, so this is a connecting tunnel on one side, leads you to the left main bay. There's not much in here. You really just kind of see where my gyroscopes are, a few batteries, stuff like that, tucked in the side. We haven't done any interior yet. And all these engines, for the most part, are sealed, so eventually we should be able to pressurize this thing. Unless the glass does not allow us to pressurize, not sure on that yet. Here is one of the turrets. So theoretically what happens is you'll open the airtight hangar doors and then extend them. Let's see, what am I missing? Okay. So this is bay number 1. Bay number 1 is just really set up for now, so it might be your workshop. It might be where we have nuclear-powered drones, whatever it may be. Then there's a division between the two. This is the middle one, and for now, just to power this beast to get it off the ground, I put quite a few generators and O2H2 generators. We had to build up a lot of hydrogen to power this thing, but eventually, once we're in space and we can get platinum, we will actually put on some ion drives. Here's a basic connector for any incoming ship for reloading, and this is the very last bay. Not much in here. It is very spacious. Lots of lighting. I know the dark colored blocks makes it more difficult to see in here. Let me just open the main doors. So each one of these has these big main doors that open. They are blast doors, so if you have an enemy or anything or shooting coming at you, they should withstand a few shots at least before they destroy whatever fleet you have hidden inside. Eventually we'll redo the flooring and make sure that we can connect multiple drones or an automated shipbuilding system. Again, on the right side, not too much, but it is cool being able to see your entire surrounding before you put anything in here. Except for there's a lot of dust. Does make it very difficult in here. It's already dark, and now we have all this dust everywhere. Anyways, this is the right-hand side. I think I need to fix this dust storm before we carry on. There we go. This is just a kind of a hidden front main door. This is the side feature. And this railing is retractable. It does move away from the ship, so when we take off, will just fly forward, or upward and forward. There's the outside on where all our thrusters are, and these pistons here and the maglev, there are a total of 6 on each side, and that's actually what's holding this ship in place currently. It is not connected to the dock at all. Over here, I pretty much just rigged this up in order to supply extra hydrogen and power while we were building. That's our base over there, not a big deal. So on here, you can see the back, we have alternatively hydrogen and atmospheric thrusters. Because we're on Pertem to start out with, we need the atmospheric thrusters to help us get off the ground. We would go through way too much hydrogen moving this big body spacecraft out of this atmosphere. On this side, it's basically the same thing. You might have noticed that there's Gatling turrets along the top end, and it's the same exact setup for the pistons holding this ship in place. Here's the overall view. It kind of looks like a big rectangle, but once you start looking into it, it's more like an M. I think it is a very intriguing design. It also has atmospheric thrusters on the front with hydrogen thrusters. There will more than likely be more additions to this thing over time because it is so versatile. So in the front here, we did need offense capabilities, so we have 2 railguns and we have an artillery gun. However, we don't have any platinum. Then we have these Gatling turrets and a few missile turrets on the bottom. All the way through. I am going to cover up a lot of these hydrogen engines more, so if they get attacked, because those are a primary target, they will take out whatever heavy construction blocks instead of the engines directly. And that's pretty much the whole thing. I think it's going to be a long enduring process, but it's going to be a continuation as we go along, and I'll show you what we're going to add. Let's see if we can get these turrets to actually extend so I can at least show you that part. It does take a little while. I should have turned up the speed on these pistons for the turrets. They do take about 30 seconds or so to actually extend all the way. You can see that the hangar doors are all open. And you can barely see them start coming out of the top. They actually look pretty small compared to the size of the ship overall. But we will add quite a few other variations of turrets on here for our defense and offense. Well, as always, I hope you liked the video, and please be sure to hit that subscribe button before you leave. I appreciate it.